Hi YouTube, it's Erin, and this is my 1 week postpartum update. I cannot believe that Willow is a week old now. Where did time go? I swear, the minute you have a newborn, and you have to excuse my, oops, wrong way, my awesome cleavage. I'm actually pretty proud of my cleavage right now. The only thing I'm not proud of is how engorged my boobs are. I'll get to that in a minute. So yeah, so she's a week old now, which means I'm 1 week post-delivery, which means this time last week, our baby girl was almost 12 hours old because it's 4 o'clock now on Wednesday. I don't know when I'll be posting this. I'm going to try to post it this week, but I'm trying so badly to upload and get the labor and delivery video up. So hopefully that'll upload today, and then I can upload this like Monday, Tuesday. But anyway, everything's been going well. Adjusting to life with a newborn is definitely interesting, to say the least. It's so much different than I expected it to be, but it's not like a bad different. It's just different, you know? I never expected that I would like fall in love so quickly with this little tiny human, and I didn't expect the pain afterward, and I'll get to that in a minute too. But all in all, it's been like a fantastic week. It's had its ups and downs, not gonna lie. There's moments where I was like, why did I do this? Like not having my baby, but just like going through the process of labor. Yeah. And you know, there was moments too where I was like, you know, because I'm breastfeeding, and that's challenging. It's very challenging to breastfeed, and you know, it's funny because in the hospital, and I'll start with breastfeeding. So in the hospital, everyone was telling me, you know, your latch is perfect, it looks great, and she was feeding well, and you know, everything went well. But I had rusty pipe syndrome, which is basically like a bloody discharge that comes out of your nipple. And it's just more scary than anything because I was feeding her and then pulled her off, well, not pulled her off, but broke her latch. And not that there was pain or anything, but I just, you know, she was getting full, so I was going to switch her to the other side. And when I did that, I noticed that there was like this like bloody, you know, fluid coming from my nipple. I know, so disgusting for those of you that are like, what the hell? And it scared me. I was like, oh my god, my baby's drinking blood. I'm like, I made her a vampire. And yeah, I really said that. And turns out it's totally normal. It's like I said, called rusty pipe syndrome. It's basically like when you're first starting to breastfeed, there's a lot of like blood and heat and, you know, everything rushing to your breasts. So that's what happened there. So I had that. I had, ooh, my little peanut is waking up. Oh, maybe not. She's so cute. Yeah, so I had like bleeding and cracked nipples. She's a little squeaker. She's so funny. But you know, it's one of those things where like you really have to have patience and perseverance, because there's been many times when I just looked at Steve and I said, you know what, I'm like, maybe I'll just go to pumping, like an exclusively pump. So I'll pump and then he can feed her, because I can pump, because I've pumped off a little bit to like help with the engorgement, because my breasts get so full and so heavy. Like even right now they're like painful. I know, I'm feeling my breasts on YouTube. Awesome. But yeah, like, so I was pumping a little off, and that doesn't hurt because, like, you know, there's not this little human, like, latching at your nipple. But it's not so much the breastfeeding that hurts, because it actually doesn't once she's on properly. But what happens is it's the letdown, basically, is what they call it, right? So when she first starts to latch on and then she pulls the milk forward, that letdown, I believe that's what it's called, is where it's most painful, because I'm just like, as she like gets the milk out. So once she's doing it though, it's totally fine. Yeah, so breastfeeding's going well, although like I said, it's trying sometimes, and you definitely don't get much sleep. So when they say sleep when baby sleeps, yeah, do that, because it'll help keep your spirits in good, or your it'll help keep you in good spirits. So yeah, so there's that. What else? Oh, so after, or when I had the baby, I ended up having a 3rd-degree tear, which means that I basically tore from the top, where the baby comes out, almost all the way down to my bum. Yeah, so 3rd-degree tear, not so fun. That's probably been the hardest thing because, you know, when you come home, you just want to like come home and take care of your baby, and it's made so much harder when you can barely sit, when you can barely walk, when you can barely do anything. It's still painful to sit sometimes. What I've found really helpful so far is like Sitz Baths with some Epsom salts in it, or Epsom. Anyway, whatever that's called. I do, you know, I try to make sure that, like, no matter how busy we are during the day and how much is going on, that I always have a shower because, like, it just, the heat and everything really helps. I also my mom got me some Tucks medicated pads that have, like, witch hazel in them. So awesome. It was actually the first time when I started using those that I could actually sit for any length of time. So definitely recommend them. And what else? And, like, of course, that's really hard when you're breastfeeding, like, you know, not being able to really sit on your bottom and then you have to breastfeed. So it's, you know, it's difficult. Peri-care, so, or like, I guess this is all Peri-care, but the Peri bottle that they give you in the hospital is so good. Like, seriously, I fill it up with warm water, and you use it after every time you go to the washroom, but it feels so good. And I will also tell you, because I like to believe in honesty, and no one told me half this stuff before I had a baby, but going to the bathroom, like a bowel movement, after you have a 3rd-degree tear is probably one of the scariest things you'll ever do. And, like, the first 2 times, at least, depending on how soon it happens, may feel like you're giving birth all over again. And yes, I know that's disgusting, but think about it. Your stitches are this far away from that area. So know, though, that it gets way better. It gets easier. It's not as scary after a while. So, yeah, just know that that could happen. And I don't wish a 3rd-degree tear on anybody. Oh my God. And, like, my doctor told me to take a hand mirror and look down there to make sure it's not, like, doing anything funny, like, you know, getting infected. The first time I looked, I almost cried. Like, I was like, oh my God, I don't even recognize it. Like, it was just so bizarre. And it had already been, like, 9 months since I've seen her. Why did I just call it a her? Anyway, yeah, so not fun. Aside from that, you know, hormones definitely, like, I definitely feel the hormones. I've been pretty good, but I definitely had, I probably cried at least 3 times in the hospital. Once because my baby turned blue, and I'll do that when I do her 1-week update video, which I'm going to do also tonight. But yeah, so I cried then. I cried just last night about breastfeeding because I was just feeling so, like, I just want my nipples not to hurt. I just want, you know, to be able to sleep. Like, it, you know, I was in having a hormonal moment. So I cried, and then, of course, like, got some sleep, and I totally feel better about everything. And I wish the engorgement would go away. And if any of you have, like, I know I've got lots of tips on engorgement, but, like, when the hell does your boobs get to a normal thing, like a normal fill up? You know what I'm saying? Like, right now I just feel like they just, like, get engorged, and I am feeding her lots. Like, I'm waking her up to feed her, and I don't want to pump because then my breasts will think I have to make that much milk. And oh my God, I just, like, this boob is normal. Like, it gets full feeling, but not sore. This one thinks it's, like, gotta fill up to feed, like, 18 babies. It's just, Anyway, so there's that. But otherwise, things are really, like, going really well. Like I said, it's been the most life-changing thing ever. I swear, all of your priorities go out the window. And if you, like, your previous priorities, and all you want to do is just, like, care for this little human, that's it. And, you know, it's so funny. I'm so glad that I have a good support network. Steve's home for 3 months. I run a business from home, so my sister's actually right now taking care of everything, which is fantastic, and my other 22 team members. But, I mean, it's just awesome. So I'm so grateful for that. But otherwise, yeah, things are going well. And I'm going to show you my postpartum belly. Yeah, I'm whatever. Have no shame. You can all see it. It is what it is. But I'm already down in terms of weight loss. I'm already down, I believe, almost 30 pounds. So it's pretty good. I mean, for not really doing anything, because I can't walk much right now with the JJ area being nearly mutilated. Awesome. So yeah, so I'll show you that. And then I'll be done. So I guess from this side is the only way you're going to be able to really see it. So you can see that there's still like a little tiny belly. Little tiny belly. It's more like a little tire right here. It's going to look bigger. It looks bigger from that angle. Well, maybe not. So yeah, that's it. Otherwise, Steve and I are doing really well, and yeah, so that's 1 week postpartum, and I'll see you all for the next update. I don't know if I'm going to do these weekly. I don't know if I'll have time, but I'll do them as often as I can. So I'll talk to you all later. Bye.